Hi, how you doing? I've been feeling for the past couple of days that I had something that I needed to share, but I didn't have clarity on what that might be. I just was feeling the nudge to share more information about my work and encouragement for all of you in your own journeys. And then this morning, I received some further clarity around it. And what it is talking about how I came to do this work, and not in order to talk about myself and my journey, but in order to share how that may apply to you and yours. So, when I was 12 years old, my dad suddenly and tragically passed away. And as you can imagine, for any child, that was a defining moment in my life. Ultimately, it led me to doing this work that I'm doing now. It started out that when he first passed, I was traumatized, as we all were. And at night, when I would go to bed, I would say the Lord's Prayer, and then I would talk to my dad. And talking to my dad just felt natural. It felt right. I didn't hear my dad respond, but I felt calmed by it. And what I didn't know at the time was that I was embarking on an experience of continuing the relationship with him after he left his physical body. And that has now gone on to, it'll be 47 years in April that we have had a continued relationship since his passing. And I'm so grateful for it. It has made me the person that I am. I would change it in a heartbeat because it was really, really hard, and I would rather that he was here, but I do feel like this was the work that we signed up for on this time around. So as I was growing and on my spiritual journey, sometimes I found it really easy to dismiss that maybe what I thought was my connection with my dad was just wishful thinking, or maybe it was just a way to cope with my grief. But there were amazing signs from him that were completely undeniable, utterly undeniable, beautiful, and I thank him for that. One of the things, as I've gone through my own journey, that I've come to know is true is that it always benefits me to listen to my own intuition. And I have tried diligently to instill that in my own children. And I think they got that message. And in following my own intuition, in 2022, I started internally feeling nudged to take a mediumship class. And at first I dismissed it because I had absolutely no interest in giving readings, none. But then it dawned on me, oh, you can learn more about your connection with your dad, and maybe you can even get a clearer channel connecting with your dad. So through a series of beautiful synchronicities, I found a teacher and I signed up. I'll tell you what, doing that taught me beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was not my imagination. It was not wishful thinking. It was not me trying to cope with my grief. Because if you sit down with someone you've never met before and you connect with their loved ones on the other side and bring forward detailed information that you didn't know, there's no denying that we can and do connect with the other side. I personally believe that's possible because we are all one, and that's what makes that possible. So what happened next was that our teacher told us that we needed to have someone who was not a classmate outside of class who we could practice with. And my sister-in-law generously agreed to be that person for me. As soon as we had our first practice session, she was telling her friends about it. And then guess what? I had more people wanting to practice with me. And eventually people then started asking me if I would sit down and read for them, if they would pay me money. I was very resistant at first. And then I had a little bit of an aha moment when I realized that for years I had been praying to be of deeply meaningful service, because I'm in this life, I might as well do what it is I came here to do, right? I want to get it right. So I had that realization that maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and who am I to question how that service shows up? I need to listen to my heart. And so that's what I did, and I've been doing that work ever since. However, there seemed to be something even bigger at play that became apparent in November of 2023 when my sister tragically died. I feel in the deepest depths of my heart that the reason that I took that class was to help me and my family make it through the tragedy of her passing. Because now knowing that that connection is not only real and possible, I know in my bones that while no one can say what it is or what it looks like for sure, we are eternal beings, and there's so much peace in that. I would much rather my sister were here so that I could hug her, because no connection with the other side is the same. But since she's not, I'm deeply grateful for our connection. She came to me in a meditation not too long ago, and it was implied to me that she needed to be on the other side in order for us to do this work together. And I thank her for offering me that clarity, and I do credit her for helping me with this work. She's a powerhouse. Thank you, Shannon. So this message is about the possibility, the true possibility that we can continue having relationships with our loved ones once they are on the other side. Beautiful, deep, meaningful relationships. I encourage you to talk to your loved ones. If it makes you feel crazy talking out loud, just talk to them in your head. From my experience, what I've come to understand is that they are all around us all the time. They are just existing on a higher plane of consciousness at a higher vibrational frequency. What that means or what that looks like, I don't know. That's just what I've experienced in connecting with them. So I encourage you, talk to them, ask for a specific sign. I have some stories about that. I'm sure I'll share some of those here. I did start writing a book last year, which is very exciting, but that has been set aside while I take care of some other things, but I do look forward to getting back to it. But I have some great stories, really fun, so I'll be sure to share them here. In the meantime, I encourage you, reach out to your loved ones in your heart. If you're wanting to raise your own vibration to feel them more clearly, because it feels as though they are existing at a higher vibration, filling your heart with love and gratitude, those higher frequency vibrations, definitely helps. In the meantime, and until next time, mwah, peace.